Welcome to Over the Bars, the Supercross podcast that I've been waiting for. My name is Steven.
And this is Allison.
And we are here to talk about the fourth round of the 2015 Supercross season, which of course happened this week in Oakland, California.
Good old Oakland.
Oakland. Let's talk a little bit about the track first in Oakland. What did you think about it?
There weren't any earthquakes.
There weren't any earthquakes.
But there was some, maybe some sand traps.
The sand trap was crazy. So the track that they had, when I first saw it, I was a little disappointed. It looked like a boring track. It had two really long straightaways. Mm-hmm. It had a whole bunch of 90-degree turns, including at the end of each of those straightaways.
Okay.
And it only had 3 180 turns. And as we watch Supercross, you'll see that where most of the passing happens is in a 180-degree turn.
Okay.
Right? So I really thought that this was going to be a really hard track for a good race to happen on, but it turned out I was completely wrong.
Yeah, that was the opposite. It was a really good track for some really, really good, exciting racing.
I know though. One of my favorite parts was that one of that first straightaways had a great whoop section. They didn't look too difficult, but people just flew right through them, which led them into a lot of momentum into that first 90-degree turn, and there were passes there. And then that second straightaway, there was a big rhythm section. Where people could take different lines, some making triples, some making doubles, and then there was a lot of passing happening after that second straightaway.
Well, they had that on-off tabletop before, I think it was the second turn, which caused a lot of crashes. Especially, I love those first, like, 250 class heat races when that big pile of people tries to make a turn all at once and they all just sort of lean over like dominoes and kind of fall into this big mess of, like, metal and dirt and helmets and feet.
That definitely happened this week a couple times, especially with those 250 guys that are just like desperate to push to the front.
But let's talk a little bit more about the sand pit.
The sand pit. So there's usually a sand section, which is a section of like finer dirt. It happens pretty much every week at Supercross. They have this, but it usually doesn't have much impact.
Yeah, it looks sort of like a glorified like sand trap you'd see on a golf course. It's really never really plays too much into the race results.
But here in Oakland, not only was the sand section like in an S shape, but it also had like two different lines. It had an inside line with a jump and then an outside line that was more flat with like a bump. So there was actually a lot of passing in the sand section. There
was, and at least one rider who was leading in the 250 main event took a major spill. That was Justin Hill. We thought he was maybe going to pass Malcolm Stewart and win his first main event of the year, but instead he fell victim of that sand trap.
That's right. So I'm going to do something a little bit out of the ordinary here.
Okay.
And I'm actually going to award the Oakland racetrack this week's platitude.
Whoa,
I thought
really?
that track was just beyond my expectations. It was fun to watch. It made for some great races. And so I'm actually going to award the platitude to the Oakland track. Congratulations to the Black Hole, as they were calling it on the coverage.
Congratulations for proving Steven wrong. That's why you are
That's all it takes
the
to
Oakland
get the
platitude winner.
All right, so let's talk about the 250 race then. You just mentioned that.
Well, before we do that, hold quick. I want to talk a little bit about tonight some of the riders that were missing.
They're
tonight.
dropping like flies.
They are dropping like flies. We have so many injuries happening. We've got Justin Brayton, Dean Wilson, Weston Pike, Will Hahn, Mike Alessi. Steve, which rider are you going to miss the most?
That's a good question. I mean, I think the most right now that I miss is Dean Wilson, who this is the first week that he's missed.
Yeah, I think he's probably out for the whole season because he apparently tore his ACL and his MCL. Dean
Wilson, of course, was a monster in the 250 class a few years ago on the Pro Circuit Kawasaki. Was ripping it up, but I never really liked him.
Well, was it that you didn't like him? Or?
Yeah, I think I don't like him. So that's why it's weird that I'm going to miss him because he hasn't done anything this year on the 450 class.
He hasn't, no.
But I've been waiting for it because there's that hatred I get whenever he would step up to the mic.
Well, he is friends with Chad Reed.
Yeah, he's friends with Chad Reed, and he rode Chad Reed's bike last year when Chad Reed went down. Mm-hmm. But it's the accent.
Oh, it's the accent.
It's this Dean Wilson. Well, I'm Irish, but like I'm Canadian, and sometimes Scottish. I get up there Scottish. Am I Scottish? Am I Canadian? Am I Irish? I don't even know. And I just get up there and I oftentimes just complain and say, yeah, the track was bad and it was really hard dirt and nobody could really race, but I'm glad I won and I just want to thank my team and I'm Dean Wilson and everybody else is stupid but me.
Aww.
Yeah, so I'm doing a terrible impression. Y'all should, I guess, Google Dean Wilson.
Yeah.
To hear what he really sounds like. I'm not known as the impressionist, but see, I'm sad that he's out and gone.
We'll look for him next year in 2016, see if he has better luck.
Maybe he will.
But we did see the debut of both Phil Nicoletti and Martin Davalos. Davalos actually on the Red Bull Husqvarna.
All right, so
another Husky-Doo joining the pack.
I'm all in on the Husqvarna.
Yeah, this is good news. So it was good to see them. They both I think raced quite well considering we haven't seen them in a while.
Stepping up into the new class.
But the 250 main event. Let's talk about the 250 main event.
It was great.
Yeah, it was. It was really good.
So what happened? Who won?
Malcolm Stewart won. Yay!
Malcolm Stewart.
Yeah.
Finally, after all these tries.
His first win. But it was a little bit bittersweet.
How so?
He actually, after he won, he said, "It's not the same without my brother."
He did, yeah.
That was so sad.
Yeah, he used his...
It made me want to cry.
Yeah, his acceptance speech. He just said how much he missed his brother, how much he wished he was there. And I mean, we all miss... Malcolm, we agree with you.
Yeah.
We all wish James Stewart was there. But come on, man.
Yeah, you got to enjoy... This was all you.
I know.
Yeah, he didn't need his brother.
He wasn't helping.
He's making it out there on his own. He had a great race. He actually... he kind of shot out ahead pretty close to the beginning of the race. And like I mentioned earlier, it looked like Justin Hill was going to overtake him.
Well, he did. I think he passed him.
Well, it looked like he was going to end up winning the race. And then he had a spill. And Malcolm Stewart stayed steady.
Yeah, stayed in the first.
Maintained the lead. And he ended up winning. So congratulations to him. That was great.
Not really what made the race so great.
That was not really where the drama lied. There was drama in Malcolm Stewart winning, of course. The first you would in a normal Supercross season that would be like the height of the evening.
We were just begging Malcolm Stewart
getting his first win. But no, there was actually even more drama happening in the main event, and this is just. As we mentioned in the very first race that we were covering, Tyler Bowers, we decided he was just going to really be one to watch.
That's right, and he was.
We kind of, saw that he was a pretty aggressive racer. And it looks like there is a really, really exciting rivalry happening between him and Cooper Webb.
I mean, it was crazy.
Second week in a row, we've got some bumping, some scuffling, some riders down, and in the end, the victor ended up being Cooper Webb. But basically on lap 5, Bowers and Webb just kind of got in a big scuffle. It looked like Bowers kind of came up on a turn up on Webb, kind of busted him up with his elbow, knocked him over. But Webb
went down.
But came back again, just like last week. He came back. This time, I think it was 8th place. Shot through the pack like a laser. Just kept passing people. It was crazy how much faster he was. And then
caught up to Bowers. Passed Bowers pretty easily.
But made a clean pass.
Well, it was on
Bowers.
It was after that second straightaway, I think. Yeah. One of those 90-degree turns where they could make an easy, clean pass. Yeah. And Webb was going so much faster after that long straightaway. Just went right by Bowers. Bowers, all he could do is just look over and, wave to him.
Webb ended up getting 2nd place. He remains the points leader. And we thought he'd kind of, show some class up on the podium, but instead he chose to actually do some trash talking. Let's hear what Webb had to say.
And payback's a B word, Bowers.
So some trash talking on the podium.
That's it. Yeah.
Webb obviously was pretty mad at that kind of elbow that he got to the face in that earlier pass by Bowers, and winning was not enough. He's actually kind of still feeling it. So payback is a B word. Yeah, not quite sure what that B word is, but let's hear.
Maybe we'll find out. So Webb got a chance to announce this to everybody on TV when he was being interviewed on the podium, but Bowers didn't get a chance to respond on TV.
No, Bowers, what did he get? Like 4th place or something
like
that?
Yeah, 4th place.
Yeah, so Bowers took to Twitter to respond. He said, you aren't going to talk about me like that on the podium. Better keep going fast. Better run like a scared dog. Better not let this bear get a hold of you, boy.
So that's what he responded to Cooper Webb's little diatribe there. I'm pretty sure Bowers is kind of joking.
Well, it's hard to say. He kind of looked mad. I don't know. Yeah, well, we'll see. They're training partners. We'll see if they're still
have the same trainer.
Training partners after this race.
Former Supercross rider Wanapole, that's their trainer.
Is that another word we can't pronounce?
Yep, and that's their trainer. So we'll see if their trainer can keep the two together.
Okay.
Or from coming together this week, I guess is the best way to put it. All right, so that was our 250 race. What about our 450 class?
Oh, the 450 main event. Man, that was
great race.
Yeah, we had a lot of battles right from the beginning. Started off with a battle between Ken Roczen and Chad Reed, of all people.
Yeah, Chad Reed got a great start this race.
He did. With the exception of Andrew Short, who's been making hole shots left and right this season.
That's
I think
true.
He's been taking Mike Alessi's place in terms of getting the whole shot and then sort of fading immediately.
Yeah, but, a lot of Short and a lot of Alessi.
Yeah. So,
but Reed, I think he came around like 3rd or 4th after the whole shot, but quickly got into 2nd place.
He did, and then Roczen started charging, ended up passing him, but
passing Reed.
Yeah, he ended up passing Reed, but in the process he cased a triple, and kind of looked back at Reed, fell down, and kind of was holding his goggles like something had happened to his face or something.
Yeah, it looked bad. So basically he did a big jump where, it involves 3 hills, and he landed on the front side of that 3rd hill when you want to land on the back side. So it's like going up a ramp and then hitting another up part of a ramp instead of a down part of a ramp. So he hit that up part, and just his whole body just flew smack down into the motorcycle.
Yeah, I mean, and really surprising, and definitely has consequences for his championship strivings. And he didn't actually, end up, he ended up getting back up, and he got 16th in the race. So he was able to kind of recover a little bit.
Good for him. I mean, it looked like the way he was holding his head, it looked, I guess being football fans, we're always like really kind of conscious of a head injury.
Oh yeah, the head injury thing.
But he was able to get back up and raced his way back through. He was down,
Well, and I looked at his Instagram account to kind of see what had happened. He's got a picture of his face, and it looks like his right eye is a little bit red under it, and it says, he says under the picture, "I wish I would have just got up and kept going right away. I just thought something was wrong with my face." So I think we found Ken Roczen's Achilles heel. It's actually his face, his beautiful
it's not
face.
His ears.
Yeah, let's not let anything threaten his beautiful face, because apparently at the thought of that, it kind of really throws him off his game.
Okay.
So yeah, he's got a little rosy patch under his eye, and as a result, 16th place finish. And he gave up his points lead in the championship race.
That's right. So we have a new championship race leader. It is
Ryan Dungey. All right.
Mr. Consistent.
Yes, consistently second.
Second once again.
Yeah, second once again, but he did end up becoming points leader as a result of Roczen's finish. But the winner was
Trey Kennard.
Kennard. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Wow. After last week.
So we didn't want to talk about Chad Reed. Oh, the TV, all the TV coverage wanted to talk about was last week's Dust Up with Chad Reed and Trey Kennard.
Let's explain why we didn't want to talk about Chad Reed.
Chad Reed is 32 years, 10 months, and 9 days old.
Exactly. Thank you, Tag. So I thought, after last week, we've sent him back to Australia, but here he is. Actually in first place for a little while.
Yeah, well, he had you and all of Australia calling him back to his homeland. But even though apparently Monday is Australia Day, even that wasn't enough to keep him off the track.
That's right.
He had something to prove.
Yeah, he did, and he He sort of proved it.
Well, yeah,
he proved that
obviously
Kennard could pass
he got
him.
his best finish of the season in third place. It just happened that his rival from last week actually took things to another level.
Yeah, Kennard was just he was just flying. I mean, he didn't get a great start.
Well, it's interesting how a little trash talk on social media can lead to people really kind of turning up the intensity a notch and ending up doing better than they have. Well, in Kennard's case, this was his best finish, his first win since 2011. So in 4 years, he has not had a podium win. So how exciting and how amazing that, you have to imagine that this win was fueled by his issues with Chad Reed.
So, and Reed was at the front the whole time. Mm-hmm. Kennard, I have him down in 9th place at about the 4th lap.
Yeah.
So he came through. He had to pass Tomac.
Right.
He had to pass Davey Millsaps.
Yes.
And not to mention he had to pass Reed, Andrew Short. He had to pass Dungey. He had
right.
to pass all these guys, and then he got into the front.
And what was most exciting, of course, was when he passed Chad Reed.
That's right,
and it was completely clean.
Completely clean. That's those 90 degrees turns for you. You're not going to get. You don't have to get dirty passes.
No. It was as clean cut as his Opie smile.
And Reed, of course, he didn't have a very great race. I mean, he got up front and he led, but then he started making mistakes.
Well, as we said before,
Chad Reed is 32 years, 10 months, and 9 days old.
It's hard to keep up the stamina.
It showed, yeah, but he got into third.
Yeah, he did. He was third. We had Tomac, ended up fourth. I was kind of disappointed in Tomac because I saw this as an opportunity for him to make up some ground on Roxon after Roxon went down, but a little disappointing to see him in fourth place, but it was a little too hard for him to catch up to Reed. But I am so excited for Trey Kennard. He is one of my favorite riders. It is great to see him back up on the podium. It's been quite a comeback for him after all the injuries that he had. I mean, the dude broke his back. And I think that was why it was so hard to see him get pushed around last week because of all the injuries he's gone through. It's like, dude, no, do not push this guy down and potentially cause another injury to this guy. So we want to see him race because he's one of the fastest guys out there. So, yeah, congratulations to Trey Kennard. It was awesome.
With Roxon having such kind of a poor performance this week, I mean, he made one mistake. But with that happening, the championship is now back in contention. I mean, Dungey's in first place. Roxon's -5. Kennard is -14. Tomac's -18.
Yep.
So it's back again to be anybody's games. I mean, one more mistake by one of these, by Dungey or Roxon or Kennard, and you got the middle of the pack guys just coming right in.
Yeah, but when we talk about mistakes, we have to kind of edge out for Ryan Dungey, somebody who rarely makes mistakes. Yep.
That's how I said that I thought he'd win this season.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yep. All right, great. So we've been talking a lot about posts this week's on Instagram, things we've seen on Twitter. We've really kind of been looking at that. Of course,
social media of Supercross is not disappointed this week.
Right, and you can follow us on Twitter at SXOverTheBars, and everybody should do that because this week we're going to play a little game.
Okay.
So, Allison, I call this game, Where'd I Get That Tweet At?
Where'd you get that tweet at?
Where'd I get that tweet at? I'm going to read a tweet and give you
we mentioned you don't do very well with accents, right?
I'm not going to try an accent, but I'm going to read a tweet, give you the names of 3 writers, and you have to pick who did that tweet.
Oh, okay. So I'm playing this week.
Yep, you're playing this week.
Okay.
All right, so the first tweet of the week is, "Hey everyone that lives in the Inland Empire. Head down to the grand opening of my family's vapor shop today. Rippin' Vapors to get all your premium e-liquids, hardware, and mods." So, you have a choice. Was that Weston Pike, Justin Brayton, or Davey Millsaps? Allison, where'd I get that tweet?
Gosh, I wish I could. I want to say Josh Hansen because the dude just looks like a walking vape shop. But he's not a choice.
Nope.
No,
not
he's
this
not.
week.
He's not a choice. I guess I'll go with Weston Pike.
Weston Pike is correct. Good
Ding,
job.
ding, ding, ding.
Weston Pike owning the vapor shop down in the Inland Empire.
Wow.
Which is somewhere in California.
Yeah, okay. Well, if I couldn't choose Josh Hansen, then Weston Pike was the obvious choice.
All right, so I got the next one.
Yes.
This is going to be a tough one.
Okay.
The tweet is, "Bro, I know guac is extra." So your choices are going to be for the tweet, "Bro, I know guac is extra." Was that Will Hahn, Justin Anderson, or Cole Seeley?
Oh, Cole Seeley.
You jumped right onto that. That was amazing. How did you know that?
I don't know.
That was just crazy that you were able to just pick that out.
When it comes to Supercross, I'm just very intuitive.
I know. Cole Seeley, he knows that guacamole is extra. And you know what? He got a good finish this week. Finished fifth.
Yeah, I was very proud of Cole Seeley. He did a great job.
Fifth place gets a payout of $3,010. So holy guacamole. He doesn't care that it's extra.
Wow. Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
So I got one more for you this week.
Okay.
All right. And so this one, you're going to have to listen closely. Okay? Hab Gerard ein Foto gepostet. What's that? You want me to say it again?
Maybe slower?
Hab Gerard ein Foto gepostet.
Okay. This person obviously doesn't.
Is it going to be Scott Vannerstrom? Frederick Noren? Or Ken Roxon?
I'm going to guess Ken Roxon.
Yeah, you got it. Ken Roxon. That wasn't too hard. Okay. That was actually a tweet, an Instagram tweet. I think so. I didn't look it up. Probably translates to I just posted a photo on Instagram. What was that photo?
His beautiful face.
Was it his beautiful face? Was it a picture of him posing with Carey Hart Racing's Carey Hart's wife? Or was it a picture of a bowl of fruit?
I'm going to go with bowl of fruit.
The bowl of fruit, yeah. That's it, bowl of fruit. So you are 4 for 4 in this week's game of where to get that tweet at. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But enough about this week. Next week, where are we?
Next week, we are at Anaheim for Anaheim 3.
Anaheim 3, the third and final Anaheim race of this year's season.
Yeah, let's see what Mem has to say about the weather in Anaheim next week.
Hi, Alice and Steve and Supercross fans. Well, we are back in Anaheim. This week, look out for the Santa Ana winds and the fires that go along with them. And I do not suggest going to Disneyland unless you want a case of the measles. Not the happiest place in the world now. See you next time.
It isn't the happiest place, not anymore.
Wait,
yeah.
Is there something about measles in Disney?
Oh, you didn't hear about that?
I didn't hear about that.
Oh, yeah, it's a huge outbreak of measles that they've originated, came from people. Somebody went to Disney
It came
World,
from
Disneyland.
some Germans, right? Wasn't it some Germans who?
I think it probably came.
I think
it came from overseas, but the anti-vaccination thing
Uh-huh.
that's going on, and all these kids now have measles. So
Okay.
that's why Ma'am is warning you: if you're going to Anaheim, stay away from Disneyland for now.
All right.
For now. So what else? Jeff. We did not get Jeff to come in this week.
Well, no. I mean, he wanted an autographed picture of Carrie Fisher.
I failed to get it.
And I did check eBay, and actually, the prices on eBay range from $13 to $2,500.
Yeah.
So I put in the price that I thought was fair. I put in $4, but unfortunately, I didn't win the bid. So we didn't get the Carrie Fisher autograph poster.
Yeah.
Therefore, we didn't get Jeff to watch the race with us.
And
so.
he probably would have wanted like an authenticated one, and those were just going for way too much money.
Yeah. That I don't know. We'll have to see the next time. Next time we hit up the Dragon Con, if we can get her autograph.
But there's always next week to get Jeff over to watch the game.
Let's see what Jeff needs from us for next week.
Hey guys, I need money. For bail.
Jeff needs money for bail?
Is that that's something we should be worried about? Should we call him?
Yeah.
Can we call him?
I don't know. Maybe we should look into this.
All right,
okay.
Jeff, just hang on, buddy.
All right, so we're going to close out with a song called Get You by the aptly named Bad Sports.
Thanks for listening.